Hello class, and welcome to lesson 2.8a. It's the last video I'm going to do for this unit, getting us ready for our upcoming unit test. Hopefully you have seen on the website, or I've told you in class when your unit test is. But let's do some warm-ups to get started here. So these warm-ups are from last day's homework on page 128. Okay, taking a look at 9a, ladies and gentlemen, we have to follow BEDMAS, so we have to do the multiplication first. So taking a look at that, let's see if we can simplify that out. Okay, so looking at that, ladies and gentlemen, notice that 2 goes into 2 once, it goes into 10 5 times. I'm looking at canceling 3s, so 3 goes into 3 once, it goes into 9 3 times. Now I'm going to look to cancel the variables. Okay, so I've got y squared here and y here, so that's just going to end up with y. And I'm going to delete my x here, and I'm going to make that x squared. Okay, so what does that mean I have left over? I'm going to multiply the numerator, so I'm going to have 3x squared divided by what's left in my denominator should be 5y, and then I need to subtract 2y over 3x. Now please make special note here, ladies and gentlemen. I have so many people, don't write this down, but people that do this. Hey, 3x goes once there, 3x goes twice there, I'm going to cancel this out. You cannot do that when you're adding or subtracting. They have to be multipliers before you can do that, okay? So please make special note. I see errors of that all the time, okay? So what we need to do is find a lowest common denominator. So my LCD here, guys, is going to equal 15xy. So what I need to do is to take both of my rational expressions and get 15xy as my denominator. So currently I have 5y, so I got to multiply everything by 3x. So it's going to be 3x squared, which already exists, times by 3x, which we're making it to make that equivalent expression. Likewise, my second term, I already have 2y, and that's out of 3x. I'm going to multiply that by 5y. So I have a common denominator now, and I'm going to simplify through. I'm going to have 9x to the power of 3 subtract 10y squared. Okay, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to state your restrictions. X cannot equal 0 and y cannot equal 0. Good. Take a look at 9c. This is a very difficult one. Tricky, excuse me, and takes a lot of time. So it may not be so tricky. It just is a long process. First thing I realized, ladies and gentlemen, according to BEDMAS, I've got to do these two first. But I'm going to factor everything out, and then I'm going to deal with doing the multiplication before I do the addition. So what do I have? If you want to factor everything on the side, you're going to end up with p plus 1 divided by, do a simple trinomial, you should have p plus 7 and p minus 5 plus, taking a look at my numerator in the second term, or second expression is p plus 4 times p minus 3 divided by p plus 4 and p minus 6. Hopefully you're doing well with these factoring, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, taking a look at the numerator, p minus 6 and p plus 2 divided by p plus 5 times p minus 3. All right, so remember, I'm focusing on the division first, and yes, I can cancel these out because they are factors. I just mentioned up top about what common error I see. So I'm going to cancel out p plus 4. I'm going to cancel out my p minus 6s and my p minus 3s. Okay, so what's left over is p plus 1 over p plus 7 times p minus 5 plus, what do I have left over here? P plus 2 over p plus 5. Okay, so my lowest common denominator here, guys, is going to be each binomial multiplied. So it's going to be p plus 7 times p We can go plus 5, doesn't matter, and p minus 5. Doesn't matter what order it goes in. All right. So here's where the hard work begins. So we put our common denominator down. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put them in because they're products of each other. Now we've got our denominators done. We know we're adding. So currently, we've got p plus 1 as a numerator factor, and we're going to multiply it by p plus 5. Okay? Taking a look at the next one, we've got p plus 2, and we've got to multiply it by the other 2, which is p plus 7 times p minus 5. Okay? The other thing you could do here, folks, just as a side note, instead of doing where I put the brackets, you could recognize that, hey, it represents this, so you could sub that part right in as that. I'd be okay with. But most people will do it this way. All right. Common denominator now of p plus 7 times p plus 5 times p minus 5. And we're going to use distributive law here, so we're going to have p squared plus 6p plus 5. And on the second one, we're going to do another step here. So do that FOIL first. So it's going to be p squared plus 2p minus 35. And then we have to do 2 more lines here, and then we'll be done. All right, so leave the first 3 terms as it is because we can't collect anything right now until we finish this kind of distributive law here. So we're going to multiply every binomial by every trinomial. So we're going to have p cubed plus 2p squared minus 35p. And then do the other term plus 2p squared plus 4p minus 70. Okay? Collecting like terms for our last line, ladies and gentlemen. Yay, last line. Okay. So here we go. We end up with p cubed plus 5p squared minus 25p minus 65. Now, I'm not sure if it asked you to state the restrictions, but let's put them here anyway. So looking at the 3 that remain, it can't be -7, can't be -5, can't be 5, and let's see what canceled out. What else can't it be? It can't be -4, it can't be 3, and it can't be 6. All right. Great job, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to move on to the review part. Okay, so again, come see me if you need any help. If you want to put this in order, you might want to call this 2.8A. Okay, and again, we're just reviewing simplifying polynomials, collecting like terms using distributive law, expanding binomials. I would make sure you know how to do the shortcut, although it's not required. If you're planning to take grade 12 functions, you're going to want to know how to shortcut that. Make sure you know for factoring, guys, how to common factor, difference of squares, simple trinomial, where a equals 1, decomposition, a does not equal 1, and you split the middle term, right? And then after you split the middle term, you're going to factor by grouping. Okay, and the new one that's probably easiest to recognize now is perfect squares. Square root of the first, square root of the last, and does double the product equal the middle term? Awesome. Now we talked about equivalent fractions. If they're not, try to rearrange one expression, either simplify it, mainly expanding, in order to get the second. If you want to show non-equivalents, you can try graphing them, and if they're not the same graph, then it won't work, or you can sub in values for non-equivalents. Okay, evaluating functions, you just sub in the value and solve. And we spent most of the unit on this rational expressions. Okay, so make sure that you try to factor and look to cancel or reduce. Okay, I'm sorry, just give me a second.
Adam Kilpaul, Brooke Armstrong, and Jason Bernard. Please report to student services.
Okay, so apologize for that. And remember, when you multiply, you need to write factor and cancel reduce. Divide, you're going to invert and multiply the second fraction. Watch for your restrictions when you're dividing, because remember, you look at the top and the bottom. And remember, I didn't put in here, when you're adding or subtracting, you need your lowest common denominator, LCD. Okay, and recall, ladies and gentlemen, when you've got one factor that's x minus 5 and the other one is 5 minus x, multiply one by -1 and then cancel.
Emma John, report to student services, please. Emma John, please report to student services.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have attached some homework questions for people who might want some challenge. I'll just show you. Different questions are answered here. If you need the help, it's right there. So take a look at those if you need some help. And your homework for the next 2 days, so don't think this is just 1 day's homework. Page 132, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 13 to 15, 16, and 17. So that's homework for 2 days. And again, come see me with any help that you need. And have a great day.